Now after creating edit user component, now want to fetch single user data, and load user data, in edit user form. So first we have goes into frontend directory, and goes into edit user component file. And under this file, first we have to write, constant fetch user function equal to, an async arrow function. So here, we have defined a function to fetch user details, from the backend API, which marked as async to handle the HTTP request, with await for smooth data retrieval. Next we have to write, try block for the API call, so here, we have started a safe block, to handle the Axios request, and catching any errors like, network issues, or invalid responses, without crashing the app. Inside the try block, we have to write, constant token equal to, LocalStorage.getItem, with, token, key. So here, we have grabbed the JWT authentication token, from browser storage, which will be included, in the API request, for secure access, to user data. After this, we have to write, constant response variable is equal to, await Axios.get function, with 2 argument. In first argument, we have to define, backend URL for fetch single user data, from database, based on user ID. In second argument, we have to write, headers key, and under this, we have to define, authorization token key. So here, we have sent a GET request, to the backend API, to fetch details of the user, with the specific ID, from the URL, including the bearer token, in headers for authentication. Next we have to write, set user name, with the user name, from response data. Consequently here, we have updated the user name state, with the name received, from the API, which filling the form name input, with the existing user data. Then we have to write, set user email, with the user email, from response data. So here, we have updated the user email state, with the email data, from the API, which setting the form's email input, with the correct value. After this, we have to write, set user status, with the user status data receive, from response data. Therefore here, we have updated the user status state, with the status like active, or inactive from the API, which setting the form drop-down, with the correct value. After setting the form data, we have to write, set loading, with false. Thus here, we have turned off the loading state, and signaling that, the user data has been fetched, and the form is ready to display. Next we have to write, catch block with error parameter, so here, we have caught any errors, from the Axios GET request, such as invalid user ID, server issues, or authentication failures, to handle them gracefully. Inside the catch block, we have to write, set error, with a generic error message. So here, we have set an error message to show, in the user interface, if the user could not be fetched, and giving the user clear feedback about the issue. Then we have to write, set loading function, with false as parameter again, so here, we have stopped the loading state, even if an error occurs, ensuring the user interface updates to show the error message, instead of staying in a loading state. So here, our fetch user function is ready, now we want to call this function. So here, we have to write, useEffect hook, with an arrow function. So here, we have set up a side effect to run code automatically, when the component mounts, or when specific dependencies change, then it will preparing, for fetch user data. Inside useEffect, we have to write, fetch user function call. So here, we have triggered the fetch user function, to load the user details, from the backend, as soon as the component loads. After the function call, we have to write, dependency array with ID. So here, we have specified that, the useEffect runs whenever the user ID, from useParams changes, which ensuring fresh data is fetched, if the ID updates. So here, our React front-end code is ready, for send request, for fetch single user data, from the backend server. Now we want to write, backend code in user routes file, for fetch single user data. So we have goes into backend directory, and under this, we have goes into routes directory, and goes into user routes file. First we have to write router.get method for the /users /ID path with authenticateToken middleware and is admin middleware. So here, we have created a get endpoint to fetch details of a specific user by its ID and ensuring the user is logged in with the authenticateToken middleware and validating the ID parameter. Next, we have to define validation array, and inside the validation array, we have to write param validator for ID with is integer method and a custom error message. So here, we have checked that the user ID in the URL has a valid integer. If not, then it will sending an error to ensure safe database queries. After the validation array, we have to write an async arrow function with request and response parameters. So here, we have defined the main handler for the get request, which are marked as async, to handle database queries with await and building on the validated and authenticated request. Inside the handler, we have to write constant errors equal to validation result with request parameter. So here, we have collected any errors from the ID validation to check if the provided user ID is valid before proceeding. Next we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write not operator with errors variable.isEmpty function. So this condition will check if there are any validation errors occurs, so we can stop the process if the ID is invalid. If errors exits, then we have to write return statement with response.status method with 400 status, and after this, we have to write JSON method, and under this, we have to convert errors array to single error message. After validation, we have to write destructuring assignment to get ID from request.params. So here, we have extracted the user ID from the URL, and it will be ready to use it in the database query. Next we have to write a try block for database operations. So here, we have started a safe block to handle the database query and catching any errors like connection issues to keep the server running smoothly. Inside the try block, we have to write a database query to select the user with the given ID. So here, we have fetched the user details from the user table by using a parameterized query to prevent SQL injection, which ensuring security. After the query, we have to write an if condition for checking if row's length is 0. So here, we have checked if no user was found with the provided ID to handle cases where the user does not exist. If no user is found, then we have to write return statement with response.status 404.json method with an error message. So here, we have sent a 404 not found response to the frontend, and letting it know the requested user does not exist in the database. Next we have to write response.json method with the first row of the query results. So here, we have sent the user details like user name, user email name and user status as a JSON response to the frontend, and completing the request successfully. Then we have to write a catch block with error parameter. So here, we have caught any database errors, like connection problems, or query failures, to handle them, without crashing the server. Under this block, we have to write response.status, with 500 as parameter, with JSON method. And under this, we have to write database error, with specific message, which is get, from error.message variable. So here, we have sent a 500 internal server error response to the frontend, and keeping error details minimal for security, while informing about the failure. So here our code is ready. Now we have restart Node server, by run this command, in Node server terminal. Now here in browser, first we have refreshed web page, and after refresh of page, here, we have click on this row edit button. So after click on edit button, here we can see that user edit form has been loaded with pre-fill existing user data. Next we will show you how to submit this edit form data to Backend API from this React application and at backend, we will process edit user data request.